This is not the charms of harem that I've ever wanted. This is not the liveliness. This is not the edgy. This is not the what I've seen, what I've expect from Renai Flops in the first episode. This is not what I expect from Renai Flops. I don't expect Renai Flops to be heavy story. I don't expect Renai Flops to be having any philosophy at all. Anything else except that the idea is good, but like I don't expect Renai Flops to be I am sorry, but I don't want to use brain in Renai Flops. I want it to be goofy anime, playing nonsense, over the top joke, like MM. I don't want this anime to be far superior anime of the Grisaya. Those who don't know, Grisaya is heavy harem that has heavy story, that has heavy, that is goofy, that also having the philosophy and stuff like that. And I don't want Renai Flops to be like that. This is not what I am seeing. Why, if Renai Flops don't want to be going this way, why would Renai Flops open episode 1 like that? I don't understand. I expect this about this anime a lot. I expect this anime to be the same quality as Roka no Yusha in terms of story and of course animation is, but at this point I am kind of disappointed this anime playing this cheap story, this cheap I don't want to say it, it's bland, it's generic reference nonsense, stupid, over the top, anything, just do it. But I don't want Renai Flops to be serious. I want Renai Flops to return the feeling in episode 1. It might be weird because I am not really care much about theory of this anime. Rather, what I care about is harem aspect of this anime. Well, there is too much theory of all the dimension, time machine, time loop, which I also agree with. Which there is different girls from different places goes in the same VR machines like SAO, sort of line, and they are sick of incurable disease or work on something. Or there's different reincarnation of Asahi. But right now, it just matter a little. But what I believe is the fact that there's incurable disease and there's different like Rosario in SAO, like there's different people goes into the same VR world and everyone in this world is fake and robots and stuff. Like many theory, it's fun to talk about. But as for the anime itself, it's kind of we need to talk about the harem aspect. As for the harem aspect of the anime itself goes into the reef like Resaya, but probably one episode per goes. And the 6th episode left, maybe middle there will still be an answer to the theory. Or story shift and stuff. Story twist and stuff. I admit that I am kind of disappointed with this anime, even though I am Amelia fanboy. But the aspect of harem or the story in episode is rushed and generic. If it's going to the philosophy, if it's going to this kind of way, it should, direct it like Tensho did with the Grisaya franchise. Directed in the dark way, directed in. Thus, we don't directed this into tricked us into the harem. She's anime because of course someone will trick into it, and but in this kind of era, no one cares about it. If you're gonna go dark way, if you're gonna go serious way, just go for it. Don't need to do this. Don't need to trick this, directed us into being the harem at first. And in this kind of era where the capitalist kind of eaten a lot of the anime out, I think no one would care about what anime would trick us into if a lead was kind of at first like Madoka at first bright and dark later. If you're not Shaft, if you are not, I mean you could do this, but if if you're gonna do this way, I think you should just direct it into the dark way in the first place, because it's extremely generic and stuff. Don't do it. Directed like Tencho, directed dark, Bursaya, action, theory, Steingate stuff, and not this way. Because, well, never mind. But without caring about why Amelia wanted to use Asahi language because of the settings and stuff about reincarnations, because it still isn't relevant now. Still just tidbits of it come out from time to time. In the Amelia arc, which I'm sure it ended in episode 1. In one episode, I think the story is kind of inspiring. Hard work and stuff, and, blah blah blah, cliche stuff. Which I kind of disagree about in a way. That this anime has story that anime is not that goofy in the first episode. Like, hard work was required about the idea of trying hard to achieve something. An inspiring message. I am content with how the story tackled Amelia. On the other hand, I am disappointed that this anime is mundane and nothing special too much with its themes of the future, any different from other harem anime. Not that there is in few years ago. If it's gonna go to the fetishes, I think it should go in the fetishes like maybe goes into the fetishes, go into the goofy kind of stuff, or being or half artistic anime avant-garde in the process. If it's gonna go in real serious stuff, directed like Tenchu, directed action, directed anything dark scenes, AG and stuff. If it's gonna go to the way of fetishes, daily life, directed like working. Directed it in a way that care that you put a lot of details into the relationship aspects. Or Henseki, really, if you are gonna go this route, because the art style and animation is extremely like Henseki, but the story is extremely lacking. Like Henseki still have some senses about the letters, the mystery about things, the fan service, each type of thing, the joke, everything else that represent harem genre. As an anime harem scholar, I would say this anime still doesn't answer any of my needs about harem anime. Doesn't answer my needs about the AG deeper story than it is being harem. Answered about fetishes in each of the character, depth of the character, relationship between character, extremely generic and grossly plain, too much into trying to put all too much story into one episode and expects us to care about the character. I don't see that. If you are not Grisaya, directing the artistic stuff, Grisaya or I don't think I would care, or even unhappy really, about those kind of themes about the wholesomeness. This anime is nothing like the anime for feels harem anime that, like, unhappy is not harem, but it's technically the same kind of the story each. If you like, it answer nothing to me with the story of the anime of the harem. Like, my main genre of the anime that I've watched is harem, and it doesn't answer anything to me, honestly. Can't be compared. Even the fan service to harem for a few years is just mundane, nothing special. Why am I content with the idea of Amelia? If you see, Amelia is the only character to not have any of the talents that is to be obvious, like fighting, of mangfa, or cooking, or being idols. But she is trying hard, and like already she achieved. I like this kind of cliche story and Amelia characteristic like Erity. It never gets old to me, but that is just my preference, without good enough context to why this anime doesn't have interesting directing, or the story in the first place. Like all the harem rom-com anime, this anime is extremely generic and boring. I'd recommend you to watch Call the Night for better fan service over all directions. I recommend you to watch Saikano, How to Raise Your Boring Girlfriends, for a better everything. For story, art, music, underlying message, that of Erity, like Erity is extremely thousands time better character than Amelia, because it takes time to solidly build the character up, and um it's fast paced and leave us to think about something too. Don't even compare dialogue of Saikano to Renai flops. Dialogue is the heart of harem anime, and Saikano dialogue have depth about the sarcastic joke, about the otaku, about the character, extremely wise stuff. Well, in Renai flops, it's generic. Renai flops is bad. It's boring because it's too plain. Animation, everything else, I give this anime a chance for another one episode. Otherwise, I would drop it from reflections. Or maybe I think I've already rethink it again. I am still generous. I give this anime 2 chances. Episode 4 and episode 5. If nothing happened between 2 episodes, I will stop reflecting this anime. It doesn't take time to build up the anime. This is an addition, but this anime doesn't take time to build up its relationship, to build up its settings, to build up its character at all. You just open up episode 1, the sex joke, which I try to defend it, and it just changed to being serious. This is one of the charms of harem, to have different kind of thing related to each other, like robotics needs about the robots fighting protect the world, exposition stuff, scientific depth story, sci-fi stuff. There's Chaos Chow about the mystery, about the supernatural. There's Chaos Hates representing the fucked mind of Takumi, atmosphere, Rick and stuff. It could be in many different ways, connecting the story itself. But for Renai flops, I don't see any of those interesting things about harem in the past few years. Even though I am one of the harem genre fan that stuff for the anime for this few years to be a good, for a harem anime for this past few years to be a good harem anime. I'm still not that starved to watch Renai flops for 12 episode, 13 episode, 10 episode maybe, I don't know. I say I'm not patient enough to slowly to watch this harem anime to build up this character with nonsensical and slap us with nothing at the end. Or maybe there's something, but it's not worth it. I would rather spend my time rewatch Saikano. I would rather spend my time playing Katawa Shoujo, playing Gaokao Life 100 Day, playing visual novel. I would spend my time reading any manga that is already adapted into the anime, Bokubang, Kotobu no Hanayome, anything else that is not to watch. Anything else is worth more than, in the harem genre, is worth more than watching the Renai flops till the end. The score of Renai flops is so-so.